PM versus vendor. Team play for success.
I'm Gabriela and I have been a certified bilingual translator English to French and Romanian since 2010. I consider myself a beyond words vendor and I love being close to my PMs.
I'm Lucía Gutiérrez, a localization project manager with almost 10 years of experience. I have worked in many different LSPs with many different hats, but always focusing on project management, as it is the job I enjoy the most.
Hello everyone.
Hello Gabriela, hello everyone.
We are back with another episode and we are so happy because today is our 10th episode, so we are 2 digits.
Yes, so we're gonna say, instead of 10 things I hate about you, let's be nice and let's say 10 things we love about each other. People who know me, they know I'm not about pinky unicorns, but I think with all the amount of hate that we can see nowadays in the world, it's nice to have an episode that is a tribute to the things that make our job truly enjoyable.
Yeah, we need more kindness. With more kindness, and as you said, you are very realistic. This is one of the things I love about you as a person. Before considering you a PM, it's nice to have realistic people around you who are kind in the same time. Because, as you said, all fluffy and pink, sometimes it's too much. But when it comes to our job and seeing you as a PM, you are a PM and a very good one. And what I'm always telling you, you are the PMs of the PMs. I'm always saying that. I told that to several people. Lucia should be, and she is, but should be seen as the PM of the PMs, because it's true. Because I had the opportunity to work with a lot of PMs from around the world, from South Africa to Argentina, from UK to Portugal, or from, I don't know, Romania to China. A lot of PMs, sometimes with some only for a quick or small project, others every week. So for me, having a PM who is open, who shares everything up front, who likes to do everything he or she or they can do from the beginning, it's very important, because we avoid questions, we can avoid unnecessary follow-ups. So this is one thing I notice about you. You say everything from the beginning, and I think you don't hate my questions. This is something
No,
maybe.
no, but I share what I have,
Yeah.
because I think we are a team, and in a team, you share what you have. If you don't, then you are playing individually, and that's not what I think my job is about. My job is about creating teams and solving problems, and that's how I like to see it. So yeah, on the contrary, I like a lot the proactive. Oh God, the word, the proactive you are. Like you always flag source inconsistencies or source QAs things. You ask smart questions, because it's not all about asking questions. They need to be smart, and you do. You also highlight any kind of risks that you can see there, or if something you feel is not right, you say it. You share your personal views, which is also important, because you see things that I don't in your job. So that's one thing that I think it's really good on a vendor, and you especially have it.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that. And I told them, I always tell my colleagues, there are tools. We are already getting back to tools that we then can give us if there are source inconsistencies, for example. And it's good. It's good to highlight source inconsistencies. I know that PMs love that. We have tools to obtain a QA report. So do that. Do that, and you see that the PM will think. And that, I found it very, very nice, and I love it when they say thank you for something that you did and they recognize that you went, I don't know, beyond words. You went, you did something extra because it's important. Yeah, again, maybe we don't always have the time to say thank you, to always be pink in the pink sphere, but being kind, this is what I love. I love, yes, you have to be tough, you have to be strict with some things, but saying thank you and appreciating when a vendor goes the extra miles, I think it's nice. So yeah, thank you for that.
Yes, I think it's a matter of being empathetic with the other person,
Mm,
because even if you like something, you need to say it, because that's a positive reinforcement, and if you say it out loud, then you will get it more. And that's my take, no? Another thing I love about vendors in general is when they deliver on time and you don't have to remind them, and you have that peace of mind that it doesn't matter if you already left the office, but you will get that translation on time for the next day when you start working, because that vendor is reliable, and they don't miss deadlines. And if they do, they tell you in advance.
yeah. No, I totally agree, because I have some cases where they send me like 2 or 3 emails, uh, double checking, double asking if I will be able to deliver, and if I will not be able to deliver, I will tell you. So yeah, you are totally right. You are totally right. And I also observed that when the PM defends our decisions, like translators, for example, because I feel that sometimes I'm insisting on some things. Maybe PMs that I'm working with will listen to this episode. Sometimes I insist, for example, please let the client know that we need the confirmed glossary before starting the job, or especially if it's an MTP job, we really need that glossary. Or please let the client know that for this audience, we can't really use formal in French, for example. We should use more informal. Or maybe let the client know that we can use some English words when we translate into Romanian, because Romanian adopts English very well, not like French, for example. So having a PM who has your back, or who um, translates your, because sometimes I really don't know how to explain my feelings, you know that. I send you 2 3 phrases, but maybe you will translate them into one phrase for the client. So having a PM who listens to you, or maybe reads your emails, is something that I really really love. Really, I
Yes.
appreciate it.
I have to say that sometimes it's not a matter of us not having your back. It's just that we've already been through that for other projects into other languages, and we've seen that the client is not responding, for example, or we've seen that the client doesn't care. There are many clients that they don't really care about quality that much. They just want the job to be on time with no effort from their sides. So if you are asking them to confirm a glossary, that's already effort from their sides. They won't do it. I know it's not right, but they don't care. They don't care.
But
Trust me.
it will help at the end of the day.
I know. On the contrary, you've got other clients that they micromanage translations, and they are double checking with Google Translate if the back translation is okay or if not. So you've got like these two type of clients. Then you've got people in between, obviously. The ones that don't care about anything, and it's just like, just give me the file and that's it, I don't care. And the others that are like, okay, I send you a file with 50 pages of instructions, and then a glossary, and then I don't know, whatever, and then I am going to double check everything you deliver to me. So I have to say, it's not always our fault. It's not us having your back, but it's also the different type of clients that you've got there, and also the LSP policies. There are some LSPs that they don't like PMs going back to the client so many times to be asking things or to be checking on things and to try to educate clients. So yeah, maybe we can have a separate episode on this, because
Yeah,
I think it will
wait.
open many eyes.
I think we should do that, because in my mind the overview picture is clear. We need some good result, and if they ask for human translation, for example, they need to be the result should be excellent. But we need, as you told, we need that all the actors be on the same line. Yeah, we should do an episode about that, and I think it will be very helpful for both sides, or the three sides: the client, the PM, and the vendors, to see.
Hmm.
um and when
Yes,
yeah, please.
yes, and I was gonna say that uh, going carrying over from this, like when you don't have that many assets to share, or when some information is unclear, I also like vendors that are able to adapt to any kind of gray situation, because that's those are your team players. Those are the ones that say, okay, even if you don't have it, I'm just gonna play it along. And then if it comes to a point that I need to change, that depending on the amount of changes, I can do it for free or not. Or, but would you discuss and they adapt and they grow with you?
Yeah, no, no, uh, 100%. And this is why many of my PMs know that I always say I'm always open to follow up. If there are small things, yes, I can do them from free, honestly. But if they are takes a lot of time, I will charge an hourly rate, because I try to say them from the beginning if there is something missing. I know that some PMs appreciate it, maybe some less, but I can tell them from the beginning if something is missing. If they can't bring that to the table until the project is finished, then yes, I'm open for the follow up, but it depends. It takes a lot of time, etc. And I think this is why it's important from the beginning, and I love it when project managers explain the why of the projects, because I have two types. Uh, I have projects that I work from time to time. They send something to translate. They give some instructions, but it's at the end of the day, it's something from time to time. But I have the regular clients. For example, I don't know how you call it. You have a translator for a certain client. No, I know you do that. For a
Hmm.
client, you have a preferred translator,
Yeah, the
and for
pool.
another, the pool, exactly. But you have, for example, you have a client, you have this assigned translator for that client, because that translator will know everything about the client. He has or she has experience translating for that client. And the translators knows the why of the project. So when the PMs gives more details, the purpose, the audience, they share maybe resources to learn about the tool. If they are using a new tools, it will help the translator to do his or her job at the end of the day. So this is from from my perspective as a vendor. If you want to have a long-term relationship, so if you know that the client, will be for a long-term relationship, give the vendor as many instructions, or give information from the beginning, you know.
Yes. Yes. I like working like that. I like
Yeah.
having set translators for each of my clients, like a pool of translators, and then brief them one time when they start the project, when they start working with that account, brief them and give them all the information I have.
Yeah.
And then with different projects, if there is extra information on that project, then I will give it. But if not, at least they know where they are. I personally like to know where I am at the chain of production. So I always brief, well, always, every time I can, I brief my vendors on where they are sitting at. Because that way you can understand the overall picture and you feel part of the team. So I think
Great.
it's also a human thing to do, no? If you want
Yeah.
to get people on board. And I also like these translators, having set translators, because you give them feedback. And one thing that I really love is when you see that the feedback is being implemented. So
Yeah.
you give feedback in one project, and then in the second project that they do, they don't do the same
Mistakes.
mistake I'm not gonna call it mistake because many times it's just a matter of style, but they don't repeat the same corrections that they had in the first project. So that's one thing that I really, really love about the vendors as well.
Yeah, and feedback, it's important, Lucia. And I have a question. I think this will be something that everyone will say one day. I have a question. For example, sometimes we don't receive the feedback. So if we don't receive the feedback, what should we do? We are lost as vendors, and we are insisting. Can you please give us some feedback? And there is no feedback. Should the PM push more to the client for the feedback?
It depends. My mother used to tell me a lot of times, no news, good news. So
Yeah.
if you don't hear feedback, most of the time it's because everything is okay. But the PM can insist up to a point. It depends. If you know that the client has internal reviewers, then maybe you can push for some feedback. But if the client doesn't have internal reviewers, you will not get feedback until that gets published. And that can be after 3 months, 4 months, I don't know, you name it. So it depends really on the feedback loop. It depends on the setup on the client. So it's not a matter of the PM pushing, it's sometimes that the client is not able to give feedback at that point.
Colleagues, you hear it here. Sometimes it's not on you, it's not on the PM. So maybe patience is the keyword. So I think, and we love it, I know it, that when PMs protect us from the client side, be patient, because we don't really see things that are behind what we are seeing. So I know, and I love that about PMs, when they are protecting us, when they are sending us exactly what we need to know, because sometimes maybe even the feedback, maybe it will be a bit harsh. No, I had an experience with one client about that. The feedback was very harsh, but the PM was kind. So they change a little bit, or they put it like instructions, not like a harsh feedback. No,
Yes,
maybe.
you need to be able to know how to give feedback,
Yeah,
because giving feedback is something that it touches some people's egos
yeah.
and it can be quite tricky. Also, when we give feedback, we can be harsh, as you say.
Hmm.
So it's a tricky one. And that's why, for example, I don't like, I know it's really straightforward and it's really nice to have feedback loops inside cat tools where the client, they go and they just put the comment and then the translator sees it. I personally don't always like that because, as you said, clients can be really harsh and it can damage relationships.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Come,
it's something that you need to learn, and you learn with time how to give feedback.
and coming from you as a PM and saying that you don't always agree with this kind of approach when it comes to feedback, means that you are a nice PM. So we love you for that. Really, really. It's, you see, you express exactly what we think, that sometimes we feedback should have a more kind approach. And maybe, like, as a final point, and something that I really love about you, because I work with you, the realistic deadlines, because I know PMs love organizations. I know that you love to give, I know that you have a deadline from the client and you give another deadline to the vendor. I know that from experience. But I also know you, Lucia, are very realistic when it comes to deadlines. For example, if they send us, I don't know, 5K words for 3 days, I know that it's a no for you.
Hmm.
Especially if they want human translation, localization, even the QA, that many of my colleagues do it at the end of a project. I know you will say, the let's revise the deadline, and I know you are asking for something that it's more realistic. So this is one thing that I really love about the PMs that when it comes to deadlines, being realistic.
Yes, I've always said that we need to have buffers, and we need to have buffers on the vendor side, on the PM side, on the QA side. You need to have buffers everywhere. So, because things might happen. So I remember many times the sales team have come to me saying, "Oh, Lucia, we need 5K in 3 days," and I was like, "No, that's not possible." Why? If translators can do 2,000 a day, then why can't you do 5K in 3 days? And I was like, "Yeah, because I need buffer. I need time to place to look for the right translators, to contact them and ask if they are available. I need time for them to come back to me because they are not going to be just waiting for my email to arrive. They need some time to react. Then they need to schedule it in their schedule, which is not immediate. So you need a lot of buffer for that, a lot of buffer time. It's not just the production time. It's not just the time that it takes. You need to think about more things that affect the project as well.
I think that the topic about deadlines is an important one because from my vendor side, I have a lot of things to say and ask. I really have a lot of questions to ask you about when it comes to deadlines, because deadlines is not only about the time and the date, the hour. It implies a lot of things. It also implies quality, because deadlines can have an effect on the quality. So I think this is something that we really should discuss in another episode about deadlines. So thank you
Yes.
for
So
that.
yeah, just a final note. My ideal vendor is one vendor that is consistent in the quality they deliver, in the communication they have, in the proactivity they show, in the deliveries on time, and I don't have to babysit. I'm sorry I'm sorry, but it's something that PMs sometimes do. And my ideal vendor would be one that you just give them a project and they just get it right. They read the instructions, they ask the questions that they need to ask, and they deliver on time.
But it's not always easy. I know.
No.
I noticed that. I'm sorry to say, but I noticed that there are some colleagues who need the babysitting, and it's unfortunate because I think we said it in a previous episode. Even if you are a freelancer, even if you are an independent, even you are a business owner, at the end of the day, you need to grow up your business. Or maybe if it's only you are doing freelancing as a half-time job, you already have a steady job, a steady income, I can understand it, but I don't agree with it, because even if it's a half-time job, a freelancing job, you should not be needing babysitting.
Yes, yes. But as you said, unfortunately, there are many people in this world and we are all different. So
Yeah. And to keep it human, we shouldn't forget that nice words, kind attitude are productive. I
yes,
think it helps in every situation.
it's productive and it's contagious. So
Yes,
please,
smiling is contagious.
yes. So please
Oh,
let us know in the comments some nice things you had about your PMs or UPMs about your vendors. Let us know if you agree, some other nice things that you might think of. We are really looking forward to listening to you.
yeah.
Well,
Thank you
reading
very
you.
much. Thank you very much. And see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
What you've heard are just our personal opinions. We by no means intend to impose our personal views on anyone. Feel free to disagree, throw tomatoes at us, or just drop a comment to let us know. Thank you!